I'm Robin Carlin, and I've been in New Mexico here for now 20 years. We absolutely can't believe it. We're from New York, Arizona, California, Connecticut, and now New Mexico. So we're bi-coastal and a few more. And my husband and I met in '77 doing theater together, and we did, about 25 shows in New York where he was music directing and playing the piano, and I was acting and singing and working, and he was working too. This was our hobby, so we had a full schedule. And then we came here and did many more shows here with him directing and music directing and me acting and singing. And then I started set design, so I did that for another 15 years, and mostly at the Adobe Theater. Did about 15 sets there, and had a great time. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding, including Fences, and whose husband, Barbara's husband, Sidney, directed, and that's how I met Barbara. And so I did the set for that, filling in for another set designer whose husband was ill at the time. So anyway, so that was, so we've had a long association. And then Ruth back there at the Adobe Theater for years and years, and when the Adobe Theater was merely a storefront, and at the Las Tiendas shopping center. So here I am, and doing poetry. My husband and I entertain, just the two of us. He plays piano and I do guitar and banjo and drums, but not all at the same time, and although I'd like to. And so we entertain around town and have a great time doing it. So Rita invited me to join the poetry group, and I've been writing poetry over the years on and off, and some songs, and so this was a nice fit. So it's nice to see you here, and so I'll just begin with some thoughts on poetry that I found on the, when I Googled poetry, and I found this lady, Sandy Shreve, who's a Canadian poet, and she wrote her thoughts on poetry. So I thought it was a keeper. Poetry fascinates me. The math of it, the meticulous balancing of ideas through image, metaphor, and other devices, and the music of it. Meticulous again, that selection of words and their order until they sing. It's the kind of fascination that makes it not just possible, but essential and delightful, even when agonizing to spend hours, weeks, and more honing a poem until it's close to right as it can be. Then, after all the scribbling and the tossing away and the starting all over again, after all the tinkering and the tweaking, the relief, if I'm lucky, of still being moved by the finished work. As Horace said, if you want to move me to tears, you must first feel grief yourself. As a reader, these same things fascinate me, but in reverse order. First, the elation when my initial experience of a poem is its unique melding of sound and sense, so that one way or another it opens my heart, my mind, and my eyes. Then the fun of sussing out all that technical device things, and the poet used so well, they slip modestly into the background, allowing the poem as a whole to work its magic. The great American poet Robert Frost was asked if it was difficult to write poetry. He replied, "No, you just sit down and write it as it occurs to you. It's the writing that's easy, it's the occurring that's hard." So those are some thoughts that I totally can relate to. Let's see. Here's a little guy that is just about, it's called a poem. What is a poem, anyway? It strikes with iron fist. It knocks you down, you hit the ground, and then you get the gist. That's a little fella. Thank you. Now this is a poem I wrote about our writing group, and It was listening to the people talk in our writing group about their lives, and it's so moving. It's just moving to tears. It's joyful and moving and really amazing to share our lives with each other. The times of our lives. Here we're sharing our lives. Here we're sharing our stories. Here we're telling our tales, sharing the times of our lives. We weave together our memories. We're sewing the songs and the tunes, but we're so touched by each other. Please tell me the next story soon. Whether joyful or sad, or funny or glad, we listen intently, and visions are clad. But always a wonder, old memories are clear. They needed expression for so many years. But most of all, memories were hidden away. The hues of the rainbow are brighter today. Simpatico unions, we reach out our hearts to join special moments and friendships to start. So much to rewind and to visualize. It isn't the content, opinions, or size. So precious to us, our stories reveal the depths of expression our hearts free to feel. Please tell us a tale. We'll never run out of stories and journeys our lives are about. The question of why did this happen to me is answered with empathy given so free. But always our lifetimes have secrets to share. We're given the tools and the burdens to bear. So tell me the stories that I long to hear, and we'll share the sweet memories to dissolve any fear. We pass lovely heirlooms or keep on a shelf the ribbons of stories we keep to ourselves. We're listening now and hearing the lines of stories surround us like comforting vines. The reason we're here is to join all our souls, the beautiful tapestry richer than gold. We continue to write so they won't fade away and get lost in the past. We reclaim them today. Our memories are calling for them to be told. The stories are glistening, the colors are bold, revealing our lives and the lessons we've learned. So rich is the wisdom and insights we've earned. So that came to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got up and I was awakened, and then all of a sudden this poem started coming all by itself. And so I said, well, okay, I'll get a pen. So I changed very little of it. It just appeared. This one is called A Cup Unfilled. If easy come and easy go could teach us what we need to know, then why on earth would we pursue elusive knowledge for our truth? If we were given all we need, would we struggle to succeed? Would acquired wisdom be so sweet if we knew it all and didn't compete? The endless days or sleepless nights would all be lost with selfish fights. If we never ever flee the nest, could we keep up with all the rest? If lunch is free and work's a breeze, we never falter to our knees. With aching feet and calloused hand, we gain respect for fellow man. We form the pride we need to gain, so learning ones can do the same. And with stories rich that we pass down, we earn the feathers in our crown. With time and work, improvement comes, and we appreciate our chums. If no effort ever worked our hands, or carved initials in the sand, if we never had a dream, our earthly purpose stands unseen. If Daniel Webster never wrote that great big book from which we quote, and if the Bible never was the holy book of endless love, if inspiration's mistress crept through dreams and visions while we slept, if inventions and ideas were only for our future years, would we indeed be truly robbed of all the pleasures of our jobs? But if the passion from our souls, we'd never sacrifice our goals. With purpose and respect, we'll grow to our potentials on our own. If inspiration never called and creativity was stalled, passion would be sleeping still and motivation's cup unfilled.